And welcome to this very early Sunday morning edition of the Colt World Series from Loeb Stadium here in Lafayette on MTC Sports. It is day number 3. It is game number 9, and frankly, it is the only day where the forecast isn't exactly perfect. We get the feeling we're going to be fighting rain showers throughout the course of the day, so there will be a little bit of precipitation mixed in with teams trying to continue on their World Series past this Sunday morning. Alongside Chris Walker, Greg Rakestraw with you. Thank you so much for joining us here on MTC Sports. A quick look inside the press box here. This Mexico team has one of the tougher turnarounds you will have in this tournament. They were beaten in their opener by Korea last night, 5-3 in extra innings. They wrapped that game just before midnight last night. 12 hours later, here they are playing to keep their tournament alive.
Yeah, Greg, I'm really interested to see the fire that Mexico comes out with today. It's obviously going to start with their pitcher, but the other thing is another player I can't wait to see again. I want to see more of Brian Guerrero, the catcher and 3-hitter. He looked really good defensively, threw a couple guys out stealing bases yesterday, really good throwing arm, but this Mexico team is really fundamentally sound.
Our pregame show brought to you by IU Health, Arnett Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. This is a Lafayette All-Stars team that was one hit in 10-run rule fashion by the Netherlands on Friday night. It appeared yesterday afternoon their tournament was over. They were down and down big to Greensboro, North Carolina. Chris, how did they get to this point?
You know what? My heart goes out to those poor kids from Greensboro, North Carolina. They lost 2 games in similar fashion. I think they gave up 6 runs in the bottom of the 6th to South Korea on Friday night. They gave up 8 runs in the bottom of the 7th yesterday to Lafayette. They just couldn't throw a strike. And, Lafayette, I think, had like 11 runs on 5 hits. None of those hits were home runs, so that's hard to do. So we'll see what Lafayette brings to the table today.
This is an elimination game for each of these two teams. Our first 2 games of the day are elimination games, winners bracket games, the last 2 games of the day. Mexico will be the visitors on the scoreboard today. Here is their batting lineup: Rivera, Lugo, and Guerrero, Cervantes, Lopez, and Borboya, Malesio, Cervantes, and Enzunza. Enzunza is the starting pitcher for Los Mochis, Mexico, in this game. Mexico as a country, the defending champions of this event from a year ago. The defensive alignment for the Lafayette All-Stars presented by Ivy Tech Community College. Lovell, Marin, and Bridge in the outfield. Preston, Deanhart, Farrell, and Cass in the infield. Owen Walbaum is the catcher, and on the mound, the lefty is Carson Barrett. Now for our viewing audience here in the Lafayette area, you know about the Barrett family exploits over the years. His father played 2 sports at Purdue, primarily a baseball player, but a basketball player as well. These days, he is best known as the basketball coach at Lafayette Central Catholic, where Carson was a starter on a runner-up squad this year as a freshman. But with his height that you get from basketball, not to mention being left-handed, Chris, there might be some baseball in his future as well.
Yeah, I tell you what, Carson is a tremendous basketball player, and obviously being an Indiana kid, a lot of these kids favor the sport of basketball. But, folks, I'm telling you, if Carson Barrett sticks to baseball and goes about baseball like he does basketball, he can be truly special in this game.
You see the weather forecast, and frankly, the temperature is not going to get much warmer today. The forecasted high is expected to be 69 degrees. The record low-high temperature for this date is 71, so it is surprisingly cool for the first weekend in August. Clouds and showers, keeping our fingers crossed. We expect the rain to primarily be light rain throughout the course of the day. We expect to play through it. The forecast for the next 3 days is absolutely spectacular, so kind of grit your teeth and get through today. We hope we have 4 baseball games for you in MTC Sports. First offering from Barrett is over for a strike, and Game 9, this elimination game, is underway. Quick ground ball to the shortstop. That is Deanhart. Fires over to first. That is Cass, and Rivera is retired 6-3. There's one away in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, routine ground ball to Deanhart. He fields it cleanly, plays through the baseball, makes a strong throw to first base for the first out of the inning. Nice job there by Mr. Deanhart. And Brady Cass, as we saw yesterday, played a tremendous defensive game over that first base, helping out his infielders.
Brady, of course, comes from a tremendous baseball family. His father, or his grandfather, rather, a longtime coach. A well-known last name in baseball circles here in the state of Indiana. So Angel Lugo now, the third baseman, due up for Mexico. He was 1 for 3 a day ago. Scored a run, drew a couple of bases on balls, and was a strikeout victim as well. Count now 2-0. These two teams were equally taxed yesterday, Chris, both having to go extra innings in their games on Saturday.
You're absolutely correct. The only thing I don't like about these two teams playing right now, this is the kind of game you want to see at 8 o'clock tonight, because I'm telling you, the Mexico fans last night were so pumped up. It was so much fun to be a part of that environment.
Lugo was taken all the way at 3-0, showed the bump, but that was just watching their pitch go by. Count goes to 3-1. And this was slated to be an 11 a.m. start. We are starting early, knowing, again, rain could be an issue as we go throughout the course of the day. Lugo draws a walk, so the first runner is aboard for Mexico. Brian Guerrero, the catcher, due up now for Mexico. He was 2 for 5 yesterday with an RBI and a strikeout. And Mexico was given the bye. They did not make their tournament debut until yesterday. Beaten by Korea in the late game last night. Count at 1-0. Count now 2-0. Nope, that's in for a strike. My apologies. 1-1 the count.
A little delayed call there by the home plate umpire. Fooled us both.
Outfield playing shallow and straight away here for the number 3 hitter. Winds are negligible at this point. High hopper could be 2. 5, 4. Do they turn it? Yes, they do.
Very nice.
5-4-3 for the Lafayette All-Stars. And the top of the first goes well for the home team. The All-Stars come to bat when we come back in this elimination game at the Colt World Series. And you're watching it here on MTC Sports. Makes the play in Puerto Rico. The celebration underway. They're the Colt World Series champions. Rounded second, ready for throw. Ready for home. Throw up the line. Not in time. Second and third. Strike 3 call. Tijuana, Mexico has won the 2016 Colt World Series.
Sweet to happily live a life that's filled with glee and sing about how joyful it can be. I'd like to hear that.
Live life to its fullest every day with the highest level of primary care from Indiana University Health.
When you have your health, you have everything.
Indiana University Health. Schedule same-day primary care appointments at 1-888-IU-HEALTH.
Back at Loeb Stadium, to the bottom of the first inning we go. The Lafayette All-Stars coming to bat, trying to extend their stay in their hometown tournament. Leading things off for Lafayette will be Scott Lovell, the left fielder. Adam Dienhart, the shortstop, will bat second. Trey Cochran is the DH, batting third. TJ Preston, Cole Bridge, and Rowan Farrell, in the middle of the lineup for Josh Loggins. Brady Cass, Owen Walbaum, and Jake Marin round out the lineup for the All-Stars, who got just 1 hit on Friday night versus the Netherlands, but erupted for 11 runs to win an extra innings yesterday. Defensive alignment for Los Mochis, Mexico: Lopez, Cervantes, and Borboya. Lugo, Rivera, Malesio, and Cervantes. Guerrero is the catcher, and Inzunza is the pitcher for Mexico. And in throwing 9 innings yesterday, they used 3 different pitchers in that 5-3 loss.
Yeah, Greg, it was interesting. That game yesterday between South Korea and Mexico, for the first 5 innings or so, it had the feel of a Yankees-Red Sox game. Very deliberate, very slow-paced. Pitchers taking their time, hitters taking a lot of pitches. But from the 5th inning on, it really picked up. A lot of action. Some really good baseball was played in those last few innings.
And hitting the reset button on the tournament for you, 10 teams began action on Friday. 2 teams, including this squad from Mexico, both received byes to yesterday, Hoosier North being the other. Ironically, the 2 teams that received byes both lost yesterday. 2 teams have already been eliminated from contention as far as winning this tournament: Aruba and Greensboro, North Carolina. They will play a consolation game tomorrow afternoon. The teams that lose today, their tournament is done. No consolation game needed for the teams that get to Sunday.
Well, that Greensboro, North Carolina team has a couple players that are fun to watch as well. C.J. Neese, I believe, is an NC State commit. And then their leadoff man, Jacob Edwards, was a pest all day yesterday. I believe he's a UNC Asheville commit. So there's been some good players in this tournament to watch so far.
So Scott Lovell, the left fielder, will lead things off for the Lafayette All-Stars. He was 1 for 4 yesterday with an RBI, but did what you ask a leadoff hitter to do, threw a couple of walks in yesterday's game as well.
Well, Greg, you see that CC helmet. He's a left-handed hitter, leadoff man, and his brother's sitting right behind us in the press box. Adam Lovell played his first year in college ball over at St. Joe's, and so he'll be moving on to a different school to further his baseball career. But Scott's trying to follow in the footsteps of Big Brother.
And Zunes' pitch, ground ball, and about as easy as a play as you could have for the first baseman to start your day. Stepping on the bag to make the putout is Cervantes, and there's one away.
He just gets a high chopper right to the first baseman there. Cervantes, he fields it cleanly, steps on the base for the first out of the inning.
How's the infield been playing so far in this tournament?
It's been, I think, up the middle. You know, to the middle infielder's been played pretty true for the most part, but down the lines it's been pretty tough.
First pitch misses just off the corner. 1-0 the count. This is Adam Dienhart, the shortstop. He a teammate of Lovell's at Central Catholic High School locally.
Yes, sir.
And of course, this field sees a lot of action during the course of the summer. It is the home in the spring of the Lafayette Jeff Broncos at the high school level, Lafayette Post 11 of American Legion Ball, but also of the Summer Collegiate League, the Lafayette Aviators. And congratulations to them in their second season. They've made the playoffs for the first time. They got a couple of playoff games scheduled this week that, because of the Colt World Series being here, we played about an hour east on State Road 26 over in Kokomo.
Well, I will tell you, if you're a player, I don't think you really mind that, because that facility out there at Kokomo is just awesome. And really soon here, next few years,
right,
the stadium here is going to look very similar to that one.
Count at 3-0. Taken all the way. That's in for a strike. 3-1 the count. Dienhart was 0 for 3 a day ago at the plate. And the same parent company that owns the Aviators own the Kokomo Jackrabbits. Hence the reason why they're using Municipal Stadium in Kokomo for those games later this week. This one, hard hit. Third baseman fields it easily. Couple of the infield variety versions of cans of corn, and there are now 2 down.
Nice play there by Angel Lugo. Hard ground ball hit to him. It takes a step to the third base bag.
When you visit Pepe's Mexican restaurant.
First base for the second out of the inning.
So Trey Cochran now to the plate. He is the DH today. And important to note that we play Major League rules here with Pony Baseball, so if you're the DH, you are hitting for the pitcher. You're not DHing for a positional player. So Barrett will not be swinging a bat today for the All-Stars. The team from Mexico elected not to use a DH. All of their 9 positional players will be hitting in today's game.
Yeah, that's a little quirk that a lot of people don't know. And so if you DH, it has to be for the pitcher. These aren't high school rules. These are Major League Baseball rules.
Curveball, a beauty. Bends in for a strike to count at 0-2.
You're talking about beautiful curveballs. Pitcher from Mexico last night and the one from South Korea, man. You saw some really good breaking balls last night.
Cochran wearing the H on his helmet, representing Harrison High School from the north side of both town and county. Count at 1-2.
This is Trey's first time hitting 3 in the lineup so far in the tournament, Greg. The last couple games for Lafayette, Cole Bridge has been in the 3-hole, and Cole's been dropped down to the 5-hole.
And the offense simply was non-existent on Friday night. And it really wasn't going that well until the very end of yesterday's elimination game against Greensboro.
Very true.
Curveball, and couldn't sit on that one. Then Coach Loggins chasing after that down the third base line. Count remains at 1-2.
And as we were saying earlier, man, just really feel bad for those Greensboro, North Carolina kids. I mean, a lot of good talent, but, man, to have, the victories snatched away from you like they had the last couple of days. That's tough. That's going to sit with you for a while.
Curveball, no doubt about it. And Cochran was just waiting for the umpire to move to start heading towards the dugout. Caught looking to end the inning, and both teams put zeros on the board in their half of the first. 0-0 our score in Game 9 of the Colt World Series. You're watching it on ISC.
When you visit Pepe's Mexican restaurant, you'll be greeted a fun, vibrant family atmosphere. Whether you're joining us for lunch, dinner, or a special occasion, our manageable prices and sizable portions of authentic Mexican dishes will guarantee you won't be leaving hungry. And as always, free appetizers for waiting, because that's just the way we are. So come dine in or carry out. Open 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. every day. Pepe's Mexican Restaurant, located at 2525 Sagamore Parkway in the mall parking lot, Lafayette.
This is the dawn of an old day, because AT&T and DirecTV are offering yesterday's technology today. TV from space. As long as it's not too rainy. Or windy. Or there isn't a branch in the way. Welcome to the moment no one's been waiting for.
The fastest internet and the best TV experience is already here with X1, only from Xfinity.
Power. We all want it. We all need it. It not only lights our homes, but it drives our businesses. It strengthens our communities. It empowers us to make our own decisions. Today, we're giving power to more than 22,000 members. We're a homegrown, locally based cooperative that does something the big electric companies won't: give safe, affordable, and reliable power to rural communities. We're Tipmont REMC, and our members have the power.
Look inside the dugout of Mexico, the visitors in this game, and trying to extend their stay here in Lafayette, scoreless in this elimination game. Alongside Chris Walker, Greg Rakestraw with you here on ISC. Both teams will send 4, 5, and 6 up to the plate in their half of the second inning. Center fielder Alejandro Cervantes watches a first pitch strike go by from Carson Barrett.
Carson Barrett slings that first strike on the inside corner of the right-handed hitter for strike number 1.
Cervantes wasn't exactly overly active at the plate yesterday as he fouls this one back. He had 5 trips. He walked twice. He struck out the other 3 times.
Yeah, there's some pretty good pitching going on yesterday.
And that's what you expect, frankly, in say, day 1 or day 2 of the tournament. Then it becomes about your pitching depth once you get to Sunday and beyond.
Very true.
High hopper. Shortstop reads, fields,
nice
fires, and gets him. Second time that Dienhart has fielded his position well, and there's one down.
Nice play there by Dienhart. You'll see here on the replay, gets a high chopper. He takes a couple steps in, plays through the baseball well again, and makes a strong throw over to the first baseman, Brady Cass, for the first out of the inning.
Pitchers throwing ground balls here early in this game. This is Lopez, the left fielder. Speaking of ground balls, there's
nice,
one third
TJ.
baseman. Fields, fires, but high throw. Airmailed it, rushed it. Runner going to try to go to second. Catcher was backing up on the play, but couldn't make the play in time. So the first infield mistake of this game. And again, Preston in one sense robbed him of a base hit, but rushed to throw in it didn't need to. And that will be an error charged to the Lafayette All-Stars.
Yeah, tough play. TJ makes a really nice diving play, makes a stop, gets up to his feet, and rushes his throw just a little bit. If he sets himself, stays more composed, makes a good throw, he'll have the out. But he overthrows it, allows the runner to get to second base, so now you have one out runner on second base.
First runner in scoring position so far in this game. All right, fielder Rigoberto Borboya will come to the plate. Borboya yesterday 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Mexico a victim yesterday of some unearned runs. Only one of the runs allowed was earned. Trying to reverse that trend by scoring one here in the top half of the second.
I believe Borboya was the starting pitcher for Mexico yesterday. Left-handed pitcher. He had a lot of walks, but he threw really well. It's one of those weird things in baseball.
Line drive, caught, throw it on to second. Runner didn't make an effort. and he still gets back. Remarkable.
Wow.
Literally, he had given up the third out, and a good throw back to second gets him. I was about to say the inning's going to end on a double play for a second inning in a row, and Lafayette gifts the inning back to Mexico.
Yeah, just a line drive back to Barrett, and he just takes it too easy on a throw and short hops Deanhart, the shortstop, and then Rowan Farrell, the second base, trying to back up the play. The ball goes over his head, and the runner at second base is able to get back safely. So now the inning continues. You have 2 outs with the number 7 hitter up, Rosario Lorenzio.
Well, you never assume a double play, so there's not like an additional error that gets charged, but clearly that could be a pivotal moment in this game.
Absolutely.
Ground ball, Preston, no problem there. This time takes his time. First baseman couldn't pick it, and making the turn from third and scoring will be Lopez. And the host team being way too hospitable in this top half of the second as Mexico gets a free run.
Well, here's a play where TJ Preston obviously plays at this field. This is his home high school field. He does a great job of getting his body in front of that ground ball to stop it, but he just short arms the throw. He short arms and throws it right in the dirt and makes a tough play for Brady Cass, who, after yesterday, the kid dug out everything, every opportunity he had yesterday. That was just too tough of a play.
So a pair of errors here in the second, and one that would go down as a mental error that isn't scored as such, gives Mexico an early 1-run lead. Cervantes, the first baseman, at the plate.
You know, Greg, that's one of those situations where if you're the pitcher, Carson Barrett, you know, it's hard sometimes not to be a little bit upset with your defense, but if you're Carson Barrett, it has to start with yourself, because when he catches that line drive and makes a decent throw to second base, they're out of the inning.
Correct. Cervantes yesterday 0 for 3 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. And Winch fishing on that one.
Well, we talked about this all day yesterday. If you watch Cervantes, he steps in the bucket big time. If I'm Carson Barrett, if you throw anything middle away to him, he cannot reach it because his first step is toward the third baseman. So it's hard for him to hit anything on the outside part of the plate. And I think later in the game, the South Korean team figured that out. And from that point on, he didn't see anything middle in. Everything was middle away, and he really struggled from that point on.
Count it 2-2. The count runs full, which means the runner at first, and Malesio will get a head start here. In fact, Cass will play behind him with the focus on the batter at home.
See, the Brady Cass fan club is just walking in the stadium.
Runner goes, and that ball wasn't even close.
Someone's got to call timeout. Owen Walbaum needs to call timeout, go out there and settle down this pitcher right now.
So Nzunza, the pitcher, will come to the plate. Nzunza did not bat in yesterday's game. This is his first appearance of the tournament at the plate. Count at 1-0. Nzunza says his favorite team, the Cubs. That'll curry some favor with you here in this area.
Yes, it will.
And Javi Baez, his favorite player.
Especially with your color analyst for the day. He's going to get some special praise today.
Count at 2-0.
Talking about someone that can really pick it and play some defense. Javi Baez.
This team from Mexico yet to hit a ball out of the infield, yet staked to an early 1-0 lead.
It's going to be interesting to see how this fares because, you know, as we've seen in this tournament, Lafayette has really struggled offensively. You have to hope that 1 run's not going to be enough, but unless they get those bats going, that could prove very costly.
And misses low, 3-0. Barrett already with a couple of walks so far in this game. This marks the first trip through the lineup, number 9 position for Los Mochis, Mexico. Taken all the way. That's in for a strike.
Good pitch there. Carson kind of throws a 3/4 arm slide kind of across his body, and so to a right-handed hitter, that ball always seems to be kind of really barreling in on your hands when he throws that fastball.
Not close.
That one.
The base is now loaded. To the top of the lineup comes through Jorge Rivera. Ground ball to shortstop in his previous plate appearance. Rivera says his favorite team, the Dodgers. Not surprising, given the proximity to Los Angeles. Of course, the generational influence of Fernando Valenzuela.
Absolutely.
And now currently Adrian Gonzalez, who he says is his favorite player.
Yeah, we looked up yesterday. The team from Mexico has a player, Vicente Valenzuela, and we were trying to figure out if there were any relation, and we don't think there is.
That's in for a strike, 0-1 the count. My math could be off, but I believe the Dodgers are on pace to win 1,000 games this year.
Oh, my goodness. They are unbelievable.
This completed a stretch where they became the 4th team in Major League history to win 40 of 46 games.
It's crazy when you say something like, yeah, this team's 40 games over 500. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Well, basically, let's put it this way. The Diamondbacks and Rockies are about playing 600 baseball and have no shot of winning that division.
Which
None.
is just
and almost
insane.
have the wild card wrapped up at this point, too. 1-1 the count. And make it 2-1, and right now Barrett is his own worst enemy. Yes, he hasn't gotten some help at times, but he has been complicit in his own demise here in the top of the first yet. Potentially one swing away from getting out of the jam relatively unscathed.
That's right. He's got to make a good pitch here. This is a big pitch for Carson.
Sprayed foul by Rivera. Count goes to 2-2.
I think the leadoff man, Jorge Rivera, really helped Carson Barrett out there. If you take that pitch, that's 3-1 count, and you're sitting really pretty. Now 2-2. If I'm Carson Barrett, I'm going to try to paint a fastball on the outside corner.
We have these questionnaires these young men fill out for us to give us a little background information on themselves. 2-2 the pitch, 3-2 the count. And so one of the questions you always ask is, you want to go to college? And Jorge said yes. If so, where? He goes, Purdue. So apparently he's had a great time here in Lafayette so far.
Nice.
We'll get a hold of Coach Wazakowski and see what he has to say on the subject.
Yeah. Hopefully Jorge can get over there and check out the facility.
Full counter, everybody's going. This one sent to right field. Right fielder drifting back. This will be over his head. This could clear the bases. 2 runners have already scored. A 3rd runner will score. It is a double. It is suddenly a 4-run lead for Mexico. First hit of the game, plates 3.
Just a really good at-bat there by Jorge Rivera. Gets to a hitter's count. Gets a fastball up a little bit, and he just drives it hard in the right center field gap for a 3-run double.
So all the runs in this inning
swing.
are unearned, but we talk about things like that when it comes to scoring, not exactly the difference it makes in a game. So 3 RBI for Rivera. He did not have any runs driven in yesterday.
Have to have a short memory in this game. And a really short memory if you're a member of a team from Mexico, because I think we got out of here a little bit after 11 o'clock last night, and to ask these 15 and 16-year-old kids to get home or get back to their host family's house, get something to eat, get to bed, and get an early wake-up call the next morning, that's a big ask, and it sounds like they're up to the challenge today.
Oh, they're fine. The parents, they're the ones that are struggling this morning.
Exactly.
Kids are fine. So Angel Lugo now, who walked in his last plate appearance. 10 batters faced, 3 walks and a couple of errors mixed in here for Lafayette. Lugo part of the inning-ending double play last time up. Angel says the Dodgers his favorite team, but Jose Altuve his favorite player.
Little guy that can rake.
Good block by Wallbaum to keep that ball in front of him, prevents further advance. Count at 2-0.
That one looked like that one bit Wallbaum a little bit. I think that hurt a little bit. Good job by Owen. Nice pitch there for Carson Barrett. Fastball right over the middle of the plate.
walk drawn by Lugo last inning, his third in 2 days. This one topped it a bit foul, 2-2 the count.
Now, you hear coaches talk about it all the time, and I think it's taken for granted, but it is so important as a pitcher to just throw strikes. Everyone gets so caught up in velocity and what kind of stuff you have, but I'm telling you, you don't have to have the greatest stuff to be effective as a pitcher. If you can throw strikes consistently, you'll be good.
Barrett, no problem there, and the inning is over. A couple of errors, a couple of walks, and one well-timed double lead to 4 runs in the top of the first for Mexico. The Lafayette All-Stars come to bat when we come back as you're watching the Colt World Series on ISC.
Thomas Phoenix Lawn and Garden is your local Husqvarna dealer. With us, you'll find a knowledgeable staff that's able to provide quick turnaround service so your business doesn't have to stop. From zero-turn mowers to trimmers and chainsaws, Husqvarna has you covered. And with the fleet program, the more you buy, the more you get in return. With that kind of stability, you can rely on us for the long haul. Get your Husqvarna equipment today at Thomas Phoenix Lawn and Garden, located at 6292 West County Road 0 in Frankfort.
How's it going? Nice to meet you guys. I have these 2 laptops. We're gonna each download a TV show. I'm gonna download it on Xfinity, and you guys are gonna download it with AT&T Uverse, and we're gonna see who goes faster. Go.
Well, this is a no-brainer so far.
How's AT&T doing?
Struggling.
I'm ready to go. We'll wait for you guys.
Looks like we're gonna be waiting for a while.
Don't let Uverse slow you down. Upgrade to an Xfinity X1 Triple Play from Comcast and save when you bundle. See for yourself. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit Comcast.com today.
I want to thank our tremendous MTC Sports crew that are bringing today's game on ISC. They've had a couple of very busy days and another one on tap today. This is the first of 4. Good look down the third base line. The Sports Updates Empire handling things down the third base line, our buddy John. He's also in charge of catering before bringing us beverages.
Yes, he is. Does a great job.
That is a well-decorated glove showing your national pride, representing your nation.
Absolutely.
Long sleeves required today, which is something you don't often say in early August around here.
No, it feels like early spring high school baseball.
But again, in the weather forecasters have been kind to us. The last 2 days have been gorgeous. And frankly, the expectation for Monday through Wednesday is more of the same. This is the one day you kind of deal with some clouds, some rain. TJ Preston, first pitch swinging. Second baseman fires over. Cervantes there to make the play. And for a third time in 4 batters faced, Inzunza elicits a ground ball. There's one away.
He's doing a good job keeping the ball down, throwing a lot of strikes, and his defense is doing the work for him.
So Cole Bridge now, the right fielder, due up next. This is Cole's home high school field. Lafayette Jeff, just a mile or so away here from Loeb Stadium on the south side of Lafayette. So he plays his games here in March, April, and May. Curveball,
Good
a
pitch.
beauty. 0-1 the count.
I saw a lot of this yesterday between with South Korea and the team from Mexico. A lot of pitching backwards where they're not afraid to throw you an early strike with a breaking ball. Nice job.
Strike 2 called now. When asked what positions he plays, Cole put all 9 on there. So and your son was a teammate of his in high school. So how true is that? How many positions does he play?
He played, since he's been in high school, he's played the infield and he's played the outfield. But I'll tell you, that's not far from the truth. I think you can play him anywhere other than catcher right now.
He lists catcher 9th. I assume he put these in order. Catcher was listed 9th.
He's a good athlete, but I think Cole's found a home out there in right field for the Broncos the next couple of years.
Bridge yet to get a hit in the tournament, but did have an RBI yesterday. But he'll have a seat right now. Swing through and miss. Second strikeout authored by Inzunza, and there's 2 down here in the bottom of the second. So Rowan Farrell, he was the second baseman today. Farrell went 2 for 5 yesterday with a couple of runs scored and an RBI. It's in for a strike.
And Greg, I mentioned it yesterday. I bet the Lafayette team would be probably, they have the nucleus of the best basketball team with Avery Beaver, Rowan Farrell, and Carson Barrett in the dugout. 3 really impressive young basketball players in the area.
Ground ball, third baseman charges. Fields fires, and no.
Good hustle by Rowan Farrell.
I thought at first glance he got him, but either way, even with the safe sign being given, that was a fantastic play by Lugo at third base.
Yes, it was. It's going to be really close here, but Lugo comes through, makes a nice run-through play, the sidearm throw on the run, and it is as close as you can get over there at first base. But really nice hustle there by Rowan Farrell. He smelled a hit right out of the batter's box, and he took off, and he got himself a hit.
Frankly, it was closer on the replay than I had given it credit for. So, good hustle by Farrell. First base hit of this game for the Lafayette All-Stars. Zunza just misses off the outside corner. This is Brady Cass, the first baseman.
Brady had a really nice game yesterday. Tell you what, be careful here. I know there's 2 outs, and Rowan can run, but Brian Guerrero can throw the baseball behind the plate, folks.
Ground ball, second baseman, ranges over again.
Nice job.
Good turn. The body control on that is, he made that look easier than it really is. Inning starts and ends with a ground ball to the second baseman in Malesio. We are through 2 at Loeb Stadium. Mexico leads at 4-0 here on ISC.
To the end, it's just beginning. Life is getting lighter while the days are getting brighter. Yeah.
Back here at Loeb Stadium, get alongside Chris Walker, Greg Rakestraw with you. 4 runs on 1 hit, a couple of walks and a couple of errors in the top half of the second. And the fans from Los Mochis breaking out the cold weather gear today. And it will be warmer the next few days and a lot more sunshine as well, but it's going to be 70s and low 80s for the rest of this tournament.
You know, it's one of those things. What would you rather have? Would you rather have this weather or like 95 degrees out when it's scorching hot?
You really have to ask that question.
No, I know what I would like. I'd much rather have this all day.
The 3, 4, and 5 coming up this time through for Los Mochis, Mexico. Guerrero, Cervantes, and Lopez. Again, there's Alejandro Cervantes and Alfredo. Alejandro, the center fielder, bats clean up. First pitch swinging. This one might poke a bit of a hole in some of those clouds. Shortstop and Deanhart able to make the play, and that is a rarity because everything really on both sides has been hit down in this game. This one popped up, and there's one away.
There's a lazy fly ball from Guerrero to the shortstop Deanhart. He puts a glove on it for the first out of the inning. Can of corn, as they say.
So Alejandro Cervantes now due up.
Nice swing.
This one hard hit to left field. Just the second base hit so far for Mexico. So Juan Lopez now, the left fielder. Lopez reached on an error last time through.
Just gets a fastball out over the plate, and he just drives it in the 5-6 hole there for a base hit.
Lopez says the Cubs his favorite team, and Javi Baez his favorite player. Good job of blocking that 1-0 the count.
Nice job by Owen Walbaum, not only blocking it, but keeping it close enough so that runner at first cannot advance to second base.
Lopez yesterday was 3 for 4 with an RBI. 2-0. I realize that you were a positional player during your days playing here locally at Purdue, but we've seen Barrett miss and miss pretty easily outside. What's the delivery flaw he's making on some of those?
He's just not finishing his pitches. You know, sometimes he's standing straight up and he's not finishing and reaching out in front of his body. And so when he does that, you see the ball just kind of stay way outside. Carson's got to, get a good leg kick, use that lower half, and finish out in front. And I think he'll be more consistent in the strike zone.
Nine in tight. And a 4-pitch walk.
And you see it sometimes, Greg, with pitchers of his stature. Tall kid, young tall kid, and it's harder for those guys to repeat their delivery.
Sure.
He's got to get to a position, get comfortable enough to where he's able to repeat his delivery consistently, and then I think once he's able to do that, he'll be more consistent in the strike zone.
Borboy up. Again, who hit a liner back to Barrett that should have been the end of the inning last time up. It wasn't. And Mexico made him pay. Bobble by the shortstop. And airmails the throw to first. Compounds the mistake. Borboya and the first baseman get tangled up on the play. Run will score. Runner advances from second to third. It could have been 2. It turns out to be none. And it's an extra run for Mexico.
That's going to be... you can almost award 2 errors on that play, and E6 on fielding the ball just takes a hop on him, and then to throw it away. So that's interesting. I think they're only going to score with 1 error, but I think Greg and I are thinking the same thing. You could very easily award 2 errors on that play, but it's one of those situations where Dean Hart bobbles the ball originally, and then when he throws it, doesn't have a true grip, and he kind of gets his elbow under, and that ball sails on him, and so now you have runners on first and third with 1 out.
And a swing and a miss. This is Malesio, the second baseman. Up the middle, shortstop. No turn necessary. Lafayette keeps getting opportunities to turn double plays, and they turn their second one of the game, but not before handing Mexico another additional unearned run. It is 5-0 through 2.5 here in Lafayette. Back in a moment on ISC.
You have enough on your plate. Let McAllister Rentals' wide selection of equipment help. With an extensive equipment selection and experienced people, McAllister Rentals in the Cat Rental Store is your one-stop shop for all your equipment needs. You know we can help you with the big jobs, from moving dirt to getting you in the air. But did you also know that we can handle your smaller equipment needs with equipment like generators and water pumps? McAllister Rentals has made its mark with locations throughout Indiana and now Michigan. We pride ourselves on our reliable equipment, fast service, and knowledgeable people. Visit us online today or give us a call. McAllister Rentals, helping build Indiana since 1945.
The only way to get better is to challenge yourself, and that's what we're doing at Xfinity. We are challenging ourselves to improve every aspect of your experience. And this includes our commitment to being on time, every time. That's why if we're ever late for an appointment, we'll credit your account $20. It's our promise to you. We're doing everything we can to give you the best experience possible. Because we should fit into your life, not the other way around.
To the bottom of the third we go. 8, 9, and 1 coming up this time through for the Lafayette All-Stars. The catcher, Owen Walbaum, will lead things off. Inzunza on for his third inning of work, and he has been impressive so far.
Yes, he has. He's been pounding the strike zone, letting his defense do the work. When you're pitching and when you're a defensive player, that's all you can ask. When I play defense, of course you love the guy that can get the strikeout when you need to, but, man, I want the guy that's going to be out there throwing 6 to 9 pitches an inning. Throw strikes, let us do the work.
So here comes Walbaum, who is from West Lafayette. He's going to stay in West Lafayette past his high school days. He plans on playing baseball at Purdue. I don't know if he want to stay and play baseball in his hometown, but he's picking a school that is compatible with his avocation when he's done playing baseball. He wants to be a pilot.
Oh,
Purdue's a great place to do that at.
Absolutely.
Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. Given the fact that he's a catcher, it's not surprising that Yadier Molina is his favorite player.
It's a good guy to want to be like.
Lists his hobby is fishing. He went fishing for that one, 1-2 the count.
It's a good call there, Greg. And I tell you what, if I'm in Zunza right now, that's after seeing that swing, I may go with a fastball up right now, but I'm going to come right back to that pitch very soon. And he did.
Second verse, same as the first. He's got a strikeout in each inning, and there's one away.
Just really good pitching by Abelardo and Zunza there. Just knowing what his strengths are, knowing what the weaknesses of the hitters are, and he's really attacking them right now.
Jake Marin now to the plate, the starting center fielder. Marin so far for the tournament 0 for 1. Able to hop out of the way of that one, 1-0 the count.
Let's see if that pitch had any intent. And I'm not saying he tried to hit him. Let's see if he's trying to get him off the plate to establish the outside part of the plate. Let's see what they do here. And there they go. Catcher setting up outside. See if he hits it. That's outstanding pitching. Just tremendous pitching. The first pitch, you get the left-handed hitter off the plate. You establish, you open up that outside part of the plate, and then you hit your spot. And then that makes it tough. Makes it really tough on the hitter.
1-1 the count. Jake plays his high school baseball for nearby Central Catholic. And the count at 1-2.
Now you're back to that situation. They went outside fastball again. Jake Marin couldn't reach it. So I wonder, will Nzunza try to back him off the plate again, do it one more time to open up the outside corner again, or will he go right back to the corner here?
Just one infield single so far through a couple of trips to the lineup. 4 strikeouts for Nzunza. He is dealing, and there's 2 away.
Yes, he is. Impressive. I mean, I absolutely, this is one of the things I absolutely love about the game of baseball are the cat and mouse games between the hitters, the catchers, catchers, pitchers, and the coaching staffs. And when you see a pitcher and catcher working together like Nzunza and Guerrero are right now, it's pretty special.
So to the top of the lineup we go. Scott Lovell. Tapper back to the first baseman his last time up. Scott says the Rockies his favorite baseball team. A little something different. I like that. Rockies having a good year. Ground ball this time to the second baseman. And it is an easy bottom half of the third for Mexico. Through 3 at Loeb Stadium in this elimination game. Mexico leading at 5-0 as you're watching the 2017 Colt World Series at ISC.
Since 1969, Haley's Lock, Safe & Key has provided expertise and solutions when dealing with residential or commercial security needs. Whether you're looking for a safe, seeking access solutions, or in need of automotive keys, nobody can serve you better than Haley's.
One-on-one service and simply the best solutions we've been providing at Daily for more than 40 years.
Haley's Lock, Safe & Keys. Call, visit, or find us online. 2 locations, Crawfordsville and Lafayette.
I would like to think to myself as being a specialist in farm insurance because that's what I use as a farmer, is insurance. I have crop insurance. I know the importance of carrying high limits of liability. Price is important. It's got to be affordable. It's got to be a main part of my operation and operating costs because I can't afford to have a loss without coverage.
8, 9, and 1 coming up this time through for Mexico. The first baseman Cervantes, the pitcher Inzunza, and back to the top of the lineup in Jorge Rivera. And Cervantes quickly down 0-2. Cervantes walked his last plate appearance. Strike 3 called. And that is the first K for Barrett here in the top of the 4th.
I think Carson Barrett missed his spot a little bit there. He got the call. It's right down the middle, but again, Cervantes is a player you want to stay middle away on.
You can miss your spot as long as you don't cross up the catcher.
That's right.
Then you cross up the catcher, then you're not going to get that call.
Very true.
0-1 the count. Inzunza walked and scored his last time up. Line drive caught. I think that might have eventually tailed foul if Cass hadn't touched it, but take the out when you can get it. Outstanding play by the first baseman. 2 down.
Tell you what, Brady Cass has been impressive all tournament at first base. Makes another nice play there. Shows some range for the second out of the inning. Never played first base before this tournament.
He might be playing first base again for the McCutcheon Mavericks, given how he has played.
I agree.
In one of 5 area high schools that the Lafayette All-Stars can pull from. And this one sprayed towards shallow center. Center fielder had played him that way anyway. That's Marin. And this resembles the top of the first where things started and ended quickly for Mexico. We are already halfway through this elimination game. 5-0 Mexico in front, and you're watching an ISC. For the end zone, man open. That's a touchdown. Touchdown grab for Marriott. There you go.
And why pull up for a jumper from 3 or even a mid-range when you can go right down the lane?
Sowers is back, reaches up, and it's a grand slam for De La Salle.
All alone. Scott got it.
Great look by Coach to break down the defense.
Every business we work with at Haley's has different security needs. As a certified Medico Security Center, we provide the highest quality products with affordable solutions for your business. E-cylinders fit into your existing hardware and are controlled from your computer. Medico Smart Solutions provide options for different employee access levels. Patented key control, loss and liability protection. Surveillance cameras protect your employees and your business. Call today for your free business security assessment. Let the professionals at Haley's keep your business safe with locations in Lafayette and Crawfordsville.
Look at some of the Lafayette fans checking out today's game. Like to see a little more offense from the home team. They trail 5-0 in this elimination game. Thanks to our friends at McAllister's, helping make this broadcast look as good as possible. We use their lifts in a lot of our games here on ISC and MTC Sports. Go to the website you see on your screen for more information. 2, 3, and 4. Coming up here for the Lafayette All-Stars, Deanhart, Cochran, and Preston. And the lone offense so far for Lafayette, only base runner so far, an infield single by Rowan Farrell.
You know, ironically enough, Rowan Farrell had the first hit of the game yesterday for Lafayette, and even had the only hit, I believe, for a while.
This Lafayette All-Star squad was 1 hit on Friday night. There was a no-hitter thrown yesterday morning.
Hunter Reborg, very impressive.
That was in the 17-0 loss for Aruba in yesterday's first game. First pitch swinging, Deanhart in on the hands, rolls it foul, and the count at 0-1.
Coach Loggins makes a stop down there at third base in foul territory on a hard-hit grounder. He was some kind of player back in the day, folks. Some kind of player.
Deanhart, a multi-sport athlete. Outstanding football player at Central Catholic as well. Counted 0-2. just off the outside corner.
Tell you what, Greg, you called it exactly right. It was just off the outside corner. But, man, Nzunza is really hitting his spots. That is exactly where he wanted to throw that pitch. Great discipline by Dienhart to not swing at it as well.
Same discipline there as that ball started in the zone and then dropped out of it. Count evens up at 2-2. Dienhart looking for his first hit of the tournament. He is 0 for 4 so far. And 3-2.
It's one of the things I really love about the Colt World Series. You see the teams from previous years from Puerto Rico come over, team from Mexico. I always want to see how fundamentally sound they are and how well schooled they are. Took my older boy, we went to the Dominican Republic for a baseball camp back in 2012, I believe, with Tracy Smith at IU. And just seeing how some of those young Dominican baseball players went about it was impressive.
This one lined to left field. Left fielder was playing back on the dive. Can't make it. Ball gets past him. That could be 3. Dienhart gets to second base. Makes the turn. Heading towards third. Won't be a play there. We've seen the outfielders from Lafayette play shallow. Mexico is opting to play the left fielder deep against the number 2 hitter. Comes back to cost him. And for the first time today, Lafayette's got a runner in scoring position.
You know, with a 5-run lead, I don't mind the gamble there by the left fielder, Lopez. It shouldn't hurt you all that much. You do have no outs. Now you hope your pitcher Nzunza gets back on the mound and attacks the strike zone and you start getting outs. But I don't mind the gamble there.
So triple. Cochran, high fastball, couldn't lay off of it. 0-1 the count.
Yeah, Trey had big plans for that pitch. Yeah, that ball smoked by Dienhart. And you see Lopez come in and dives and just got under him. Good effort.
Counted 0-1. Curveball. Again, a beauty, but didn't stay in the zone.
And Cochran did a good job of holding off of that, but it's a good battle. Good battle.
Cochran struck out looking to end the first inning for the Lafayette All-Stars. Cochran also looking for his first hit of this Colt World Series.
That fastball there had some really good arm side run. That ball was really barreling in on the hands of Trey Cochran, and that's what allowed him to foul it off. That ball, when he first released it, looked like it was going to be right down the middle of the plate, but by the time it reached the batter's circle, it was in on Trey Cochran's hands.
Cochran lists his favorite baseball team as the Tampa Bay Rays.
Wow.
I like that. A little something different. I like that.
That is very different, Trey.
There is a player from this state that is a very good player for Tampa Bay, that being Kevin Kiermaier, who is from the Fort Wayne area, won a baseball state championship during his days at Fort Wayne Bishop Lures.
And would have played his Division I baseball at Purdue if he decided not to go straight to minor league baseball when he was drafted out of his junior college.
1-2 the count.
Nice job. That is just so fundamentally sound on that drop and block by Brian Guerrero.
We are seeing the Lafayette hitters take a bit of a different approach now the second time through against Nzunza.
More patient, right? I think they know he's got a devastating breaking ball. I think they're trying to make him get something up a little bit. Much better approach. Good catch.
Fouled straight back. Kind of medium depth here for the infielders. I mean, in one sense, you got a 5-run lead, you don't have to play in. But kind of playing even with the base paths on the left side, a little step or two further back on the right side of the infield.
And, Greg, I really don't understand. The shortstop is really shallow in there. Rivera, I don't agree with that in this situation. That run really means nothing. You got to get outs.
Strike three.
Nice pitch.
Outside corner. For the second time, Cochran heads back to the dugout after watching strike 3 go by. But again, that is a pitcher's pitch and a 5th strikeout for Nzunza.
Yeah, and when you're around the zone consistently like Nzunza is, you're going to get those calls. That's a pretty good pitch. He has really good command today.
Preston, a ground ball to second base his last time up. Preston looking for a first hitter of the Colt World Series. Curveball misses high, 1-0 the count.
Now, if you're TJ Preston, we talked about this last night before we went home. This is a situation right now where you're TJ. If you've been paying attention to Nzunza, my guess is now Nzunza is going to come back with a fastball on the outside part of the plate. If you're TJ, you're looking to drive a ball right at that 368 sign in left center field. You cannot miss it right now. And here it comes. A little bit out. So good take by TJ.
2-0 the count.
Now we'll see what he do. You got TJ is hitting in the 4-hole. Let's see if Nzunza goes a fastball on the outside corner here, or he gives in a little bit to the 4-hitter in this situation and throws in the breaking ball. Nzunza is showing you that he has tremendous confidence in his breaking ball. It wouldn't surprise me if he goes with the breaking ball right now. Another fastball.
And he is pitching from behind, which has been a rarity for him today.
Absolutely.
Hasn't come close to walking a batter yet in this game.
You know, TJ doesn't have a hit in the tournament, but he's been on base a lot. He's been hit a couple times, walked several times, so he has not been a stranger to the base paths.
Ball 4. First free pass issued of this game by Nzunza.
Let's see if anyone goes. There he goes. There he goes. Coach going to go out and talk to Nzunza, and I like this. Just break up the pace a little bit, settle him down, let him know you're still in control. Because now, with the breaking ball that Nzunza features, he's always one pitch away from a ground ball double play.
So Bridge, a strikeout victim his last time up. Bridge says his favorite baseball team, the Toronto Blue Jays. I like the variety we're getting from these guys.
Yeah, that's cool.
They all say a little something different. Says his favorite player is Marcus Stroman.
Oh, man. He's been hanging around my son too much. They're always talking about the Stroman. Talking about a lot of swagger. It's a big situation right here, Greg, for young Cole Bridge. I'd like to see him barrel something up in a gap. Make this game a little more interesting.
Ground ball, could be 2. Pitcher fires, there's 1. Wasn't sure that he got to the bag. He did, but it just threw off the rhythm of the play, and that's one where the second baseman has to let the shortstop make that play because he's got his momentum going towards first.
You're absolutely correct. And the crazy thing is the shortstop was playing so far off the base, the second baseman got there quicker than he did. But you're right. In that situation, that's got to be a 1-6-3 as opposed to a 1-4-3 because your momentum as a second baseman, you're just going away from that play. That's tough to turn.
But with the fielder's choice, a run does score for Lafayette, so give Bridge an RBI. Runner goes. This one belted towards left field, but Lopez had him played perfectly. Rowan Farrell put a charge into it, but right towards the left fielder in Lopez, and the inning is over. But the Lafayette bats get going for the first time in this game. Still a 4-run lead for Mexico going to the top half of the 5th inning as you're watching the Colt World Series on ISC.
Live life to its fullest every day with the highest level of primary care from Indiana University Health.
When you have your health, you have everything.
Indiana University Health. Schedule same-day primary care appointments at 1-888-IU-HEALTH.
It hits the rim right as the light goes in.
Hogan across the middle, finds the end zone, touchdown.
Wow. Denard looking to throw this time. Going deep down the field. He's got Fusich. Look at this one again.
Time will expire and the Gophers will win.
Is on the board. The North wins 10-7. Back at Loeb Stadium. This has been the home of the Colt World Series for now over 4 decades, has this facility. And it will be every year until 2020. That's because for 1 year, this facility will be completely rebuilt.
It's going to be fun to see, Greg.
Of course, this is part of the Columbian Park complex. The zoo is kind of behind us down the left field line. The Tropicanoe Cove Water Park down the right field line. Although those dimensions and that orientation will completely flip when this park is rebuilt at that time, because where the camera is in center field now will be where our broadcast location is, because we're flipping the field.
Absolutely.
This will face to the northeast in the future. Line drive foul.
Before we continue on, I want to go back to that last half inning real quick. Watching Rowan Farrell, he's starting to take better and better swings the more and more at-bats he gets in this tournament. That last out he made, that ball was smoked to the left fielder. So Rowan is starting to get really comfortable in the batter's box.
2, 3, and 4 coming up this time through from Mexico. Says Lugo off the end of the bat. Shortstop will charge. Gets a grass cutter. And airmails the throw yet again. And making the turn from first to second will be Lugo. And that has been a common malady for the left side of the infield for Lafayette. They have just put way too much air on those throws today.
Yeah, it's just a play, simple run through that Dienhart comes in on, fields it cleanly, runs through, but you can see his elbow drops a little bit. When that elbow gets under your shoulder, that's when you see that ball kind of sail, and that's exactly what happened there.
Unfortunately for Lafayette, all the errors have been on the left side of the infield today.
You know, it's just interesting because normally the errors at this field come from balls that you boot when you're trying to field them, not so many on the throw. And we're seeing many more throwing errors than we're seeing balls being booted so far in this tournament.
Guerrero 0 for 2, hitting to a double play to end the first inning, and a pop-up to start the third inning last time up. All the runs so far for Mexico have been of the unearned variety.
And I can tell you, I feel for shortstop Dienhart there, because I tell you, my son's played shortstop the last 3 years here, and I've seen him have days like that on this field. It gets tough. It's an island out there.
Shortstop's another chance, and this throw is much more in this area code. That one is picked by Cass. Runner does advance to third, but there is one down.
But even that one there, so it's crazy how this game works on your mental status, because now the play before, Adam Dienhart gets a ground ball and he overthrows it. This time he fields it cleanly, same run through play, and he almost underthrows it thanks to Brady Cass picking it out of the dirt for him. So you got to find that rhythm to where you're throwing strikes, throwing it chest high over there every single time.
Cervantes smacks it. Left fielder catches it, and it was hit so hard that the runner at third base really had kind of left the bag, didn't have a chance to tag up on the play. And there's 2 down and no advance on the runner at third base.
Well, I'm going to tell you, you're being kind, okay? That is poor base running right now on the runner at third base, Angel Lugo, because on that situation, as soon as that ball is hit in the air, you have to get back to the base and tag up. That has to be a run right there.
So here comes Lopez, the left fielder. He has reached base in both plate appearances today, once on an error, the other on a bases on balls. Second baseman will charge, should have plenty of time, and makes the play. So Mexico gets a runner to third, but cannot advance him there on the fly ball to left, nor the ground ball to second. Score remains 5-1 going to the home half of the fifth. The Lafayette All-Stars come to bat when we come back here on ISC. Makes the play in Puerto Rico. The celebration underway. They're the Colt World Series champions. Strike three call. Tijuana, Mexico has won the 2016 Colt World Series.
Can you help me move?
Oh, you know what? I'm stuck at the office.
Hi, I'm moving.
No problem, sir. You can get your Xfinity services installed on the date you choose or have a self-install kit sent to your new home.
Thank you.
Finally get some help moving. Call 1-855-MOVE-EDGE today.
If Usain Bolt represents Xfinity Internet, what happens when we double the speed on 2 of our most popular plans? Meet his twice-as-fast brother, Insane Bolt. Now stream movies and shows twice as fast. Xfinity, the fastest just got faster.
Wouldn't it be sweet to happily live a life that's filled with glee and sing about how joyful it can be? I'd like to hear that.
Live life to its fullest every day with the highest level of primary care from Indiana University Health.
When you have your health, you have everything.
Indiana University Health. Schedule same-day primary care appointments at 1-888-IU-HELP.
Back at Loeb Stadium, here on ISC alongside Chris Walker, Greg Rakestraw with you. See the fan club of the first baseman for the Lafayette All-Stars, all wearing the 15 of Brady Cass. And speaking of Brady, he'll lead things off this inning. 7, 8, and 9 coming up this time through for Lafayette.
And right behind him there in that picture, Greg, are his mom and dad sitting right behind the dugout. Mom taking a picture right now.
Brady had a ground ball to second base in his previous plate appearance. And a swing and a miss, 0-1 the count. This is the first of 4 today. Our next game up, another elimination game between Hoosier North and Crawley, Louisiana. Let me go to the winners bracket side of things tonight, with California and Michigan, followed by the Netherlands and Korea. That's our order of play today here at Loeb Stadium. Third day in a row. Knock on wood, we get 4 games in today.
Knock on wood.
The forecast is for clouds and showers, but we believe it's rain that we can play through. We hope that's to be the case. 1 and 2 the count.
Good discipline there by Brady Cass. And Zuna has thrown 2 fastballs right by Brady earlier in the bat. He gives him the breaking ball, an 0-2 count, and Brady spits on that pitch, takes it. Now he may get that fastball again on the outside part of the plate. See, Brady's choked up now. Let's see if he's able to put it in play.
Outside offering. Cass goes after it. Should be an easy play for the third baseman. High sky. No problem finding the baseball, though. And there's 1 down.
I'm really impressed with the command of Abelardo Nzunza. He has been really special today. I love the command he's pitching with.
So wall bomb now due up. Strikeout victim his last time through. 1-0 the count. Reference the fact he's a big Yadier Molina fan. He's also true to his hometown. When asked about his favorite player, non-baseball division, he said Drew Brees.
Tell you what, Drew Brees was a really good baseball player in his high school days. When we were at Purdue together, I tried to get him to play baseball, and he tried to get me to play football. But I think it worked out well for him, sticking with football.
My guess is Joe Tiller probably would have shot that down. Just a guess. That's in for a strike, 2-1 the count. Our friends at goldenblack.com, Alan Karpick, had a great piece on in their season football preview magazine about kind of 7 lessons from '97. 20-year anniversary of Joe Tiller's first season that turned into a 9-win and bowl winning season for the Boilermakers. Ground ball, foul ball, count at 2-2.
Well, it helps when an all-time great quarterback lands in your lap, because no one in the state of Texas, none of the big schools in Texas, thinks he's big enough or good enough to play there. So, I'd like to see something like that happen again for Purdue.
Although in that year, I want to say Drew maybe played 2 games, maybe 3. Kind of played in relief in the season opener in Toledo.
That's right.
Played in relief in the comeback victory against Michigan State here at Ross-Ade. May have gotten some mop-up time in the bowl win against Oklahoma State or IU, something along those lines. Billy Dicken, the starting quarterback for that 97 team.
I think he's a Bloomington Normal kid, Illinois, a state that I grew up in, and I actually saw him play in a high school football game, or a state championship game.
Count at 3-2. And a swing and a miss. Wall bomb. A strikeout victim for a second time. There's 2 down. And Zunza, that is strikeout number 6 for the righty. And there is nary a bit of activity in either bullpen. Looks like we got a pinch hitter coming up here for Lafayette.
Looks like it's going to be Grant McCoy, I believe.
So McCoy hitting in Marin's spot in the lineup. McCoy plays at Harrison High School locally. Marin struck out last time up.
Just too many swings and misses, Greg. I mean, we got to put the ball in play more.
McCoy 0 for 4 for the tournament. Got the start in each of the last 2 games to Grant. Two 2-0 the count.
2-0. Now, if you're Grant McCoy, you're looking for something you can get your barrel on and hit it hard. Stay through the middle. Don't try to get too big. Just hit the ball hard through the middle.
Slow ground ball, and that's kind of in the Bermuda Triangle. Nobody knew anything about that.
Well, he didn't hit it hard, and he tried to pull an outside pitch. But as we know, sometimes in baseball, it's better to be lucky than it is to be good, because you really, as a hitter, you did everything wrong there. But because Grant McCoy can really run, he hit it in the right spot, and there was no chance to get him at first base there.
Third hit of the game for Lafayette. They actually have more hits than Mexico does. But of those 3 hits, 2 have been of the infield variety. But it does roll the top of the lineup over for Scott Lovell. Ground ball to first, ground ball to second. Fastball misses, tailing away. And this is a Lafayette team that scored 8 in the 7th yesterday to keep their tournament going. That kept them out of the consolation game tomorrow afternoon. But if they do not score 4 runs in the next 7 outs, their tournament comes to an end.
That's right.
Little liner, second baseman has it. And a relatively easy play, and for the 3rd time, Lovell is recorded as a ground ball out. And the inning is over, and it's time to start counting outs if you're the Lafayette All-Stars. Mexico looks to add to their 4-run lead when we come back. It's the Colt World Series on ISC.
When you visit Pepe's Mexican restaurant, you'll be greeted a fun, vibrant family atmosphere. Whether you're joining us for lunch, dinner, or a special occasion, our manageable prices and sizable portions of authentic Mexican dishes will guarantee you won't be leaving hungry. And as always, free appetizers for waiting, because that's just the way we are. So come dine in or carry out. Open 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. every day. Pepe's Mexican Restaurant, located at 2525 Sagamore Parkway in the mall parking lot, Lafayette.
Thanks to our friends at Pepe's for their sponsorship of this Colt World Series broadcast, located not too far from Loeb Stadium, just outside the Tippecanoe Mall on the south side of Lafayette. Make them your post-game destination at 2525 Sagamore Parkway. So for Mexico, Borboya, Malesio, and Cervantes, 6, 7, and 8 due up. By the way, the winner of this game will play tomorrow at 7:30 against the loser of the late game tonight between the Netherlands and Korea. That is a winner's bracket game. With Aruba's quick exit from the tournament, it's very much become the domestic bracket and the international bracket, with Lafayette being the only American team left in this side of the tournament.
3-0 count now on Borboyo.
Yeah, just missed from Barrett.
Yes, it did.
Borboyo, a line drive to the pitcher. And then a ground ball error by the shortstop in his previous 2 plate appearances. And that's a 4-pitch walk. I mean, you're not really thinking about kind of long-term saving pitching when you're in an elimination game. But if nothing else, on the day after you had to play 10 innings, Barrett has pitched you into the 6th. You also, though, kind of wonder, is he maybe reaching kind of the end of his life cycle here?
Well, you say that, and I thought when he walked that hitter there, I thought that was going to be the end of his day, but there's no activity at all in the bullpen. So maybe Coach Loggins is thinking that he's going to have to ride us out, because if we come back and win this game and play anymore, we have to have some arms to be able to throw with. So I'm not sure what else Lafayette has in there as far as pitching is concerned.
And we'll see you at the plate. That misses as well. Says his favorite team, the Cubs, his favorite player, Jake Arrieta. Shows bunt, but was taken all the way. That's in for a strike.
Good pitch there by Barrett. Now you need your ground ball to your shortstop.
And a couple of double plays have been turned by the Lafayette All-Stars today.
So that pitch right there, Greg, was a classic example of what we talked about earlier. Carson did not finish that pitch out in front. You can see him, he finished up high, and that ball finished up and away. He's got to reach out and finish out in front, like that.
Runner goes, ball sprayed to right field. Right fielder was playing towards center field, but able to make the play. Throw back was not in time. Cass diving effort trying to make the play, but couldn't do it. That was some tremendous range that was shown by Bridge, because he was shaded towards right center on the dead sprint. He made that catch, and it was in fair territory. There's one out.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. I think Cole Bridge has found himself a home for the next 2 years and for Lafayette Jeff, because he had to range a long way to make this play. And a lot of times you'll see an outfielder boot that ball because as they're running over, they're not on the balls of their feet, and that ball is bouncing up and down, and you're seeing like 3 or 4 baseballs. But Cole is able to stay on the balls of his feet, make a play, and makes a pretty strong throw, and is almost able to double up the runner at first base here.
Pinch hitter coming in here for Mexico. Hitting in place of Cervantes will be Jose Sanudo, wearing number 56. So Sanudo will get the plate appearance here. He was 0 for 3 yesterday with 3 strikeouts. So Cervantes had walked and scored back in the second, struck out in his last plate appearance. First reserve we have seen in the game for Mexico today. First pitch, bell tie fastball, 0-1 the count.
Good start there by Carson Barrett.
This one, skied towards center, making the move from left to center. At the top of the inning was level. Able to make that grab, and there's 2 down.
Louisville plays a good center field out there. He looked good yesterday out there. Nice job. Can of corn right at him for the second out of the inning.
And again, when Marin was pinch hit for with McCoy stayed in the game and moved to left. Level bumps over from left to center. The pitcher in Zunzun out of the plate.
Carson's got to find a way to end the inning right here.
Runner goes. Swung on, throw down, tag applied. They got him. That was well done by the shortstop in Dienhart. Able to make the pick on the hop, apply the tag, and end the inning. First caught stealing we have seen in today's game, and we'll take this to break. 4-run lead for Mexico here on ISC.
Power. We all want it. We all need it. It not only lights our homes, but it drives our businesses. It strengthens our communities. It empowers us to make our own decisions. Today, we're giving power to more than 22,000 members. We're a homegrown, locally based cooperative that does something the big electric companies won't: give safe, affordable, and reliable power to rural communities. We're Tipmont REMC, and our members have the power.
Throws for the end zone, man open. That's a touchdown. Touchdown grab for Marion.
There you go.
And why pull up for a jumper from 3 or even a mid-range when you can go right down the lane?
Sowers is back, reaches up, and it's a grand slam for De La
Man
Salle.
all alone. Scott got it.
Great hook by Coach Stick to break down the defense.
Thomas Phoenix Lawn and Garden is your local Husqvarna dealer. With us, you'll find a knowledgeable staff that's able to provide quick turnaround service so your business doesn't have to stop. From zero-turn mowers to trimmers and chainsaws, Husqvarna has you covered. And with the fleet program, the more you buy, the more you get in return. With that kind of stability, you can rely on us for the long haul. Get your Husqvarna equipment today at Thomas Phoenix Lawn and Garden, located at 6292 West County Road 0 in Frankfort.
Back at Loeb Stadium, Greg Rakestraw, Chris Walker with you here on ISC. Both of our next 2 teams have arrived to get ready for the second game of 4 today. Hoosier North versus Crowley, Louisiana in an elimination game.
Greg, what time is that game scheduled for?
I think as soon as this one gets done, they're
they're
going to play them as they go, knowing they're fighting weather concerns today. The golfing term would be play it as it lies.
Yeah.
Game's over. Get on the field. Let's get going. This game started about 15 minutes early, trying to get ahead of potential weather. And again, we're going to be dodging raindrops at some point today. The forecast, we cross our fingers on this, that nothing of the thunderstorm variety and, in theory, rain that you can play through.
Let's just hope that is accurate.
2, 3, and 4. Dienhart, who scored the only run so far in this game for the All-Stars, back in the 4th inning. Had a triple to left field. That's in for a strike.
I think if you're the Lafayette All-Star team, the mindset has to be we have to get at least 2 runs this inning. You have to find a way to cut into this deficit this inning. You don't want to try to rely on to do everything in that bottom of the 7th inning.
2, 3, and 4 coming up this time through. And that's in for a strike.
And Zunza still has great command, just really peppering that outside corner. And it doesn't matter if it's to a right-handed hitter or a left-handed hitter. He has really, really good command today.
So 3 hits for Lafayette, 2 of them going to the infield single variety. Again, Mexico has just 2 hits themselves. With 4 runs in the second on 2 errors and 2 walks with a triple. Misses high, 2-2 the count.
Just up. Missed just high there. Good discipline by Mr. Dienhart.
Cochran and Preston, the next 2 hitters, due up for Lafayette. Line drive, fair ball. Dienhart will make the turn. You're not going to force the issue down 4 runs. You need base runners. But Dienhart has done his job now with back-to-back base hits.
Folks, if we can see a replay here, I'm going to tell you something. This is much more difficult than Adam Dienhart made it look. Look at him pull his arms in. To be able to hit that ball and keep it fair is extremely impressive. That ball is well inside. Dienhart's in protect mode. Again, he pulls his hands in, and he's able to get enough of the barrel to the baseball to keep it fair down the line. That's an outstanding piece of hitting by young Adam Dienhart.
Cochran has struck out twice in this game. By the way, the pinch hitter in Sanudo stayed in the game to play first base for Mexico. And this is the 3rd trip through the lineup against Nzunza. He has been efficient with his pitches, so not sure if he's tiring at this point, but again, it's just a 3rd chance to look at that pitcher if you're a Lafayette batter.
That's right. I can't stress it enough. There's some things in baseball that you take for granted when you're just watching the game as a casual spectator, but for Dienhart to be able to keep that ball fair down the line, that is really impressive and advanced hitting.
Two 2-0 the count. Mexico used 3 pitchers yesterday. Nobody went more than 4 1/3 a day ago.
Sounds like the fans are starting to get into the game here, Greg, trying to wake up the Lafayette All-Stars.
Runner takes off. This one popped up. He'll have to head back. There's some good carry on this one. Left fielder able to make the play. Off the bat, it looked like that would be just kind of a shallow pop-up in the left field, but the result is just the same. There's one out, and Dienhart safely back at first base.
I wonder on that play if that were a hit and run or Trey Cochran just had the green light to swing the bat, because I think Dienhart had a pretty good jump on that. And you'd like to see, if that's the case, you'd like to see Trey Cochran be able to take that pitch, although Brian Guerrero throws really well behind the plate.
So here is Preston, who walked his last time up. Ground ball to second base as well. That one underneath the hands, but in the zone. And the count at 0-1.
And that's a pitch I talked to TJ about. I know it looks like it's in, but that ball's down and in. That is the natural bat path of a left-handed hitter. TJ's a strong kid. That's the one you really want to go after and hit hard.
TJ asked his favorite subject in school. He says radio and television.
Mm-hmm.
There's a fantastic radio program at his high school, WJEF. Listen to 91.9 a little bit on my way up to the game this morning.
I think he's trying to become the next Greg Rakestraw.
He can be so much better than that. Don't set the bar so low in life, kid.
Jeez.
1-1 the count. That's in there. It's almost the same place as strike one was. Strike two called.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the fact that TJ stands on top of the plate and it messes up his kind of perception of where the plate is and where the pitches are. But, man, again, pitches down and in the left-handed hitters, that's normally a left-handed hitter's power zone.
2-2 the count.
Now he's got to be able to lay off the curveball that's about a 58, 59 footer and force him to throw him another fastball, something he can barrel up. Let's see if TJ can do that.
Quick toss back just to keep the runner honest. And Dienhart has to be very selective when he thinks about going, just because, again, you need more than his run.
Absolutely.
And base runners have been at a premium today for Lafayette.
That's correct.
Sent skyward. Right fielder gives chase. Will the park hold it? The answer will be no. Hoosier North staff getting ready for the upcoming game. Count it 2-2. Again, the wind is pretty much a non-factor at this point today.
Yeah, flag's pretty much not moving out there in center field.
It's picking up a little bit, but that was just pulled foul. Foul ball.
It's a good battle right now. TJ's fouled off the fastball now, fouled off the breaking pitch. 2-2 again. So Nzunza has not thrown, I don't think, a couple breaking balls in a row. So I think if he goes back to his plan, what he's been doing, his normal sequence, I'm thinking you're going to see a fastball in the outside part of the plate here. Let's see what they go with.
Mexico is going to send a player to the bullpen just to start getting ready in case needed.
Here comes your fastball in the outside corner.
You got him. You said it, good battle. But as so many of them have been today, it was won by Nzunza on the mound, and there's 2 down.
It's really good pitching. I mean, I can't say anything about it. TJ battled him, but, you know, pitchers, this kid's tough. Nzunza is throwing a really, really good baseball game.
His 7th strikeout. Now Colbridge, who has the only run batted in today for Lafayette with a fielder's choice ground ball back in the 4th. But can't afford to be giving up outs here. Just missed off the corner.
Just missed. Good spot, like the approach. I mean, the book is out. He likes to try to go outside hard with the fastball, set you up there, and then work the breaking ball. That's why I think, even at 15 and 16 years old, if you want to continue to play baseball and play at the next level, you have to start thinking like that.
Shortstop goes to second. Well done. Was well hit by Bridge, but well played by the middle infielders Rivera and Malesio for Mexico. And the 7th inning we go with Mexico hanging on to a 4-run lead in this elimination game as you're watching the Colt World Series on ISC.
How's it going? Nice to meet you guys. I have these 2 laptops. We're going to each download a TV show. I'm going to download it on Xfinity, and you guys are going to download it with AT&T Uverse. And we're going to see who goes faster. Go.
Well, this is a no-brainer so far.
How's AT&T doing?
Struggling.
I'm ready to go. We'll wait for you guys.
Looks like we're gonna be waiting for a while.
Don't let Uverse slow you down. Upgrade to an Xfinity X1 triple play from Comcast and save when you bundle. See for yourself. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit Comcast.com today.
Pretty special, right? Where else can you get this?
No, pretty much anywhere.
What?
What? Oh, yeah, no, I meant Xfinity On Demand. You get it on all your devices, anytime, anywhere. But yeah, this you can only get here. Dude, where's your horse?
Who cares?
Awesome is having the most TV shows and movies anywhere with Xfinity On Demand.
I'm on top of the world, now I'm living. And the good just gets better, keeps on giving. Not even close to the end, it's just beginning. Life is getting lighter while the days are getting brighter, yeah.
Welcome back. Greg Rakestraw, Chris Walker with you. This MTC Sports production on the ISC Sports Network. This is Game 9 of the Colt World Series, day number 3. 3 more games today, then 3 tomorrow. 2 on Tuesday, and potentially as many as 3, as few as 1 on Championship Day on Wednesday. The pitcher in Nzunza, who was at the plate when the runner in Borboya was thrown out trying to steal second. He'll get a little liner that Cass will field niftily, as he has done throughout the course of this tournament. And there's quickly 1 away. And if you're in Nzunza, you're perfectly fine with that. I want to think about throwing the bottom of the 7th. First pitch I'm going to see. Let's move on.
That's absolutely correct. Brady Cass makes a nice shows nice range getting to that humpback line drive for the first out. And you're right, and Nzunza wants to get back in that dugout and get ready to go out and pitch the bottom half of the 7th inning.
Barrett trying to throw the complete game here. Now, again, of the 5 runs he has given up, none of them earned. Ground ball, third baseman fires, another high toss, but had enough time, and Cass able to make the play, and there's 2 down. And for the shortstop and the third baseman, spending some time throwing in a basement might be in order. Flatten that out a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's that little indecision. You know, when you make a couple errors earlier in the game, it gets in your mind.
Lugo. That one misses 1-0 the count. Reached on an error last time up, was stranded at third. Walked back in the first, did Lugo as well. 1-1 the count.
I've seen a lot of really good defensive players struggle here, and I've had those same arguments or conversations.
Ground ball, shortstop. Takes his time and tag applied, and that's as easy as it comes for Lafayette. Lafayette's got 3 outs to get 4 runs. They faced longer odds yesterday. Let's see if they can repeat it on Sunday. 5-1 Mexico leads on ISC. Makes the play in Puerto Rico. The celebration underway. They're the Colt World Series champions. Strike 3 call. Tijuana, Mexico has won the 2016 Colt World Series.
You have enough on your plate. Let McAllister Rentals' wide selection of equipment help. With an extensive equipment selection and experienced people, McAllister Rentals in the Cat Rental Store is your one-stop shop for all your equipment needs. You know we can help you with the big jobs, from moving dirt to getting you in the air. But did you also know that we can handle your smaller equipment needs with equipment like generators and water pumps? McAllister Rentals has made its mark with locations throughout Indiana and now Michigan. We pride ourselves on our reliable equipment, fast service, and knowledgeable people. Visit us online today or give us a call. McAllister Rentals, helping build Indiana since 1945.
Nathan, would you like to say something on Mike?
To the bottom of the 7th we go. Greg Rakestraw, Chris Walker with you on ISC. 5-1, Mexico leading Lafayette. 6, 7, and 8 due up this time through for the Lafayette All-Stars. And again, yesterday, Lafayette was down 8 runs going to the 7th inning. Found a way to win the game in 10.
Yeah, it was 10-2 going into the bottom of the 7th inning. And I think after the first out of the inning, I ran down. I relieved myself of my color analyst duty to go down to do a post-game interview with what we thought the player of the games are going to be with Greensboro, C.J. Neese and Jacob Edwards. And a few moments later, I was running back up to the booth.
So Lafayette's hoping that history can repeat itself today. First pitch swinging. This one popped up. Left fielder was playing deep as he has throughout the course of the day, but a lot of time to circle underneath that one. 1 pitch, 1 down for the Lafayette All-Stars.
Yeah, some people would have the mindset that you should be in what my dad used to call catch-up baseball, or take till you get a strike. But I know Coach Loggins was a really good offensive player, and he's more aggressive. So it wouldn't surprise me if Josh just has the kids on their own there. If they like it, go hit it. But you got to make sure you can get something you can drive.
Brady Cass, who is 0 for 2 today. Ground ball to second base, and a pop up to the third baseman. And his defensive prowess has been on display at first base throughout the course of the tournament. Sprayed foul, 1-1 the count.
That one's a little bit up there. I'd like to see Brady a little bit more, selective there in this situation. But he, again, talk about Brady Cass, had some really good at-bats in this tournament, and he's played really great over at first base.
Says his favorite team, the Cubs, favorite player, Addison Russell. Hopes to be a physical therapist. 1-2 the count.
Addie's going through some struggles right now. Hopefully he can get back on track. Struggles on and off the field.
And a swing and a miss. That is strikeout number 8 for Inzunza. There is little doubt he is the player of this game for Mexico. And he is one pitch away from a complete game and getting them on to day number 4 of the tournament.
We've seen some really good pitching performances so far in this tournament, Greg, but I'm telling you, this ranks right up there. I mean, he's just his command, his ability to work in and out, throw the breaking ball whenever he wants to for a strike. I've been extremely impressed with Abelardo and Zunza today.
Pinch hitter coming up here for the Lafayette All-Stars. It is Jacob Kyle that will come on to hit an Owen Walbaum spot. The second different pinch hitter we have seen used by Coach Loggins today.
And I believe on the first night, on Friday night, Greg, Jake Kyle had the only hit for the Lafayette All-Stars.
That is correct. Although now that they may be changing their mind here as to who they're going to send up. In fact, they are.
They sure are. It's going to be Kalani Washington.
So they had Kyle ready to go. We elected to go with Washington instead. So Washington 0 for 2 for the tournament. Washington plays for Lafayette Jeff High School.
I think Kalani has a good chance to have a good next couple years for Lafayette Jeff.
And this ground ball sent foul.
Pretty athletic kid, moves well, middle infield type, can play the outfield as well. It'll be fun to watch.
Walbaum had struck out twice in his previous plate appearances. Again, the winner of this game will play tomorrow night at 7:30 against the loser of our late game this evening between the Netherlands and Korea. Netherlands very impressive in their first ever appearance in this tournament. Count now at 0-2. 10-run ruled at Lafayette, 10-zip in 5 innings in Friday night's finale. The All-Stars one pitch away from their finale of this tournament. There it is. Chase the eye-high fastball, 9 strikeouts and a complete game shutout for Inzunza, and Mexico advances on. The Lafayette All-Stars run has come to an end. Chris, your final thoughts on this one?
Just really extremely impressed by Abelardo and Zunza pitching the way he had commanded both sides of the plate, was able to get his breaking ball over whenever he wanted. Really impressive job. Great job by the Mexico team.
So for fans of Los Mochis, Mexico, your team will play again tomorrow night at 7:30 local time here in Lafayette. The Lafayette All-Stars, their tournament comes to an end with 1 win and 2 losses. So our next game will be between Hoosier North and Crowley, Louisiana. Again, running ahead of schedule. Good problem to have. Let's hope it stays that way. So that game, you would think maybe 30 to 45 to maybe an hour away between game 1 of the day and game number 2. For our entire MTC Sports Network crew and Chris Walker, this is Greg Rakestraw. Thank you for joining us. We're back in a matter of minutes. More Colt World Series baseball here on ISC.